Holy National Roller Coaster Day. We are live. Welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast, where we talk about everything theme parks, amusement parks, and roller coasters from all over the world. So thank you for joining us. How are we all doing, everyone? We good?
Hello. Yes,
good.
great.
Sorry
Happy
for that.
I
Little,
can't feel my legs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good that is it?
You've been an Alkengast.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah, sorry about that little hiccup for the live viewers. Yeah, but I don't know what happened there. It was just weird. But anyway, how we all doing in the chats? How we all doing? We're gonna come on to this Thorpe video very soon.
Yeah.
Let's just have a look to everyone. We got Super Party, we got Attraction Beyond, we got Ads. How we doing?
Hey, Ads.
We got Joe.
Hey,
We
Joe.
got RCT Limits.
Nice,
lovely meeting you, by the way, mate. At the weekend, we got Kira McLeod. You left a really nice comment.
Yeah, you did.
And then, obviously we had to get rid of the video. So
Thank you for the comment.
But thanks for joining us. Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Double deckers in frame. I didn't even realize.
got that ginger one. How are y'all doing? We got Laura. We got YMC Coasters. We got Iona. How we doing?
I think my mate
we got loads
Sean
of people.
watching.
We got Finley
tuned in for once.
He's not even here.
Who?
Finley. He's not even here. He's in the car.
Oh, nice. How you doing, Finley, mate? James not here this week because he's in Wallaby, Belgium.
Getting beat up by Conda, apparently.
Yeah, he sounds like he's having a great time.
Celebrating Coaster Day the right way.
Yeah, on a coaster.
Did he
Like-
plan?
Hold on. I read a wacky
we're all
word
doing
today.
it
Where's
wrong.
my
To be fair.
recognition?
To be fair, yeah, you did it right.
I got a plus one.
Your cred list is just full of wacky worms and go-gators. So,
And
I mean, I guess it's fitting.
Wacky Gators next. Be careful. The most intense roller coaster on any pier.
Wait, which one? What?
Wacky Gator.
Wacky
down.
Gator. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Just made it
check
up.
it out.
I'm going to do it in no limits. Just
Oh, I thought, okay, you made it up. Okay. I thought you were
He was like wacky worms and go gators. I was like, yeah, put it together.
Good
Why
work.
not?
Got a special announcement today that I have the Aunt Bessie's Northern Monk collab.
Not Thorpe Park.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we
God.
have.
It's
I'm going to be drinking
collaborative.
these throughout the episode, so I'll give you updates on them because it's just hilarious to me. But
What
we
are the
have
flavours?
we have an apple crumble and custard pale ale. We
Oh.
have a sticky toffee pudding and custard porter. We
Whoa.
have a jam
Oh, that
roly
sounds-
poly and custard pale ale. And a
Wow.
roast dinner brown ale, which I'm not
Roast
looking
That
forward
one
to.
sounds
Dinner.
I
disgraceful.
think you should have that one first because you have to have your befores before your afters.
So you're just going
Oh,
to taste
no.
like gravy and potato.
I probably should.
Drink the shit one
Befores
first.
before your afters.
Welcome to Northern Hour.
It's proper
Who are
northern as
you?
well. Have you seen what it says on the box? Someone read it out.
Mancunian, bro.
Someone read that out on the box.
I can't read that from here.
It's not
no
better than a roast
at
dinner at home.
There you go. Sounds really good coming from
You
Luke.
got to say a no.
Not sponsored, by the way. I'm betting if you're watching. Yeah, I like
Shouldn't
them
be the
Yorkshire
amount of
puddings.
free press I've given him.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
true that. True that. So yeah, just wanted to quickly start
Wait,
off.
I love the way that Mikhail went for the beer sponsor and not the Yorkshire pudding sponsor. Like I did. I was straight in with Aunt Betty's. He was like, "Yeah, Northern Monk, you need to be." Is it Northern? I don't know who it is. Yeah,
That says a lot about you two, really.
yeah, it does. I really like
Where your
Yorkshire
minds are at. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly give a shout out to the Towers Times event that happened that Saturday.
puddings. Looked amazing.
Towers Times, aka Attraction Source. It was really, really cool. We had we had an early ride time on Rita that was running actually pretty decent. I liked it. It was better than last time I went on it.
I liked
Really
it.
good.
I liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot.
I like it a
But
lot.
it was still one and done. So just did it once. And then we had a talk from Larry Rolls, head of marketing, which is really interesting to talk us through the whole marketing kind of plan of Curse at Alton Manor, which was really
Ooh.
interesting.
Nice.
And Bianca also gave us some of the. Oh, I've not got it.
What?
I haven't
Let
got it.
down.
I need to get it downstairs, but as a gift, like she
No,
gave us
get it.
Wicker Man Wood
Oh.
with Towers Times.
Seen it,
Towers
yeah.
Times on it. It's really, really
Look,
cool. Really nice.
Did everyone get one of them?
Yeah, everyone got one.
I'll
Wow.
just buy
Yeah.
mine off eBay at a later date.
Yeah, so an event you didn't even go to.
A little bit.
Oh yeah,
Love the logic.
there you go. Really, really nice.
By magic.
Because it was like burnt etched in there, it smells like really nice.
Nice.
Really cool.
That was cool.
And we obviously had ERT on Wicker Man, and then we had the talk by John Burton, which was brilliant. But it was just really nice to see loads of people, meet loads of new people for the first time. There's loads,
Yeah, I can imagine.
and it was just always a good time. But yeah, it was good old time. But yeah, if you're thinking of going and you're kind of nervous and to future
Yeah.
ones, I'd just
I'm
say
gutted
just go.
that I missed it. I had
Me
such a
too.
fun time last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
I'm gutted that I couldn't make it. So, but
In
I
terms
did go
of
to the
events,
rave
yeah.
instead.
Yeah, I mean we kind of had a rave at Towers.
I took the kids to go watch Entrance at a festival. It was sick.
You went
Nice.
to watch Entrance. I didn't know who you was watching. I
Mate.
just saw your Instagram. I was like, what
It
the
was
hell?
so good.
Yeah,
Like
it was
Laura
cool.
was like down at the front, right next to the speakers, like oops, oops.
Nice. Entrance.
Hello, Ben. Welcome to the chat.
Hello, Ben.
Yeah, so that was really, really good. What next? What are we going to? Oh, yeah. First of all, I'm going to open up the roast dinner brown ale.
Oh, he's
That
going
was the
for it.
main.
He's doing it in order.
I know.
Can you describe how it smells? I mean,
know.
just know how it smells.
I'm going to hate it. So, right.
Always just going one way.
What is it? Describe it.
I don't really smell anything, to be honest. Have I got COVID?
Do a test live on air.
No, it smells like really caramelly, to be honest.
That's
Were you
not
up in
right.
the right
Yeah.
one?
I'm really nervous about this.
Is that not the toffee one?
You have to gargle it and like spill it around like wine.
Uh-oh.
No, it just
that's
tastes
the
like
face.
brown. It just tastes like brown ale. It doesn't even taste like roasting around.
Oh, what a letdown.
Oh, no.
Matt said pour it into a glass to see if it has lumps of potato in it.
Matt would love that.
He would. He's a sicko.
Yeah,
Can you
I ain't
imagine
gonna
if it was
drink
just
that
a
one.
can of, you just open it and it's just a can of stew.
Just a carrot.
see, I'll get that
I
one.
would be down.
That'd be better, to be fair.
Yeah.
Hello, Claire.
It'd be
Thank you.
themed.
Glad you made it. Glad you made it.
I'm really upset then that it's not got like a proper distinctive taste.
No, I was expecting, even if it was disgusting, it would be at least it would taste like it's saying, but no.
Write a letter.
Right. Oh god, it's not nice though. I'm not a fake fan of brown ale. Mikhail, do you like brown ale?
No.
It's not nice.
Not even a little bit.
No, not even a
It's not
little
nice
bit.
at all.
I think you should move
I'll
on to the next one.
Nuki
Our
Brown's
CT
alright.
Limit said that it's actually soup from a vending machine.
Yeah, bingo card. Tick.
Hey!
There we go. Vending machine soup.
Yes. So, shall we just quickly talk about Thorpe Park? They obviously just did an announcement video. Yeah, it didn't really. It was kind of. I think it would have been cool if they'd. I think people would have liked it more if
Told
they
us
just-
something we didn't know.
Well, yeah, there is that obviously, but I know for a fact that you want to release things that in a certain way and not too early and stuff. But don't do it as like a live stream. I think that's what people were waiting for like an hour.
Oh, was it premiere? Was it a premiere?
It's a premiere, yeah.
Oh,
I think. But if they just put it out on
wow.
YouTube, I mean, sorry, like
Or
Twitter, it wouldn't.
25 seconds of it.
I didn't watch it, but it sounds like if I had made the effort to watch it and blinked at the right time, I might have missed it all anyway.
Yeah,
Because it was
pretty
that
much.
short. Apparently.
Pretty much.
Mm.
Tallest, fastest. Yeah.
But you can't take away from the fact that it is going to be the tallest and fastest. So, but hopefully we will start seeing like stuff on that soonish.
Livid.
Hopefully, I want to see. I want to know like. I just want to know what they got plans for it. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm getting impatient now. I want to see what's going on.
Yeah, because usually with a Thorpe coaster, you kind of know what it's going to be, like by now, like big time.
Yeah,
like,
like theme. Like
theme,
what is
yeah,
the theme?
what-
What because I just want to know what the area is. I mean, I'm just as excited to know like what that whole area.
Yeah.
How is it going to
Yeah.
fit into like what's around it? Is it going to be its like own island, like Swarm Island? Is it going to be?
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, we've seen the.
Everything's going to be painted gold, like an Austin Powers movie.
It's gonna be
always believe
Pawn Stars
in
the Ride.
yourself.
I just like, am I the only one that like? Of course, we've seen like the supports for it now, like the gold ones.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that can't get behind the gold? Like, I can't.
No,
cope with
I
it.
don't like it.
It looks like baby shit. That's the shade. It's not gold. It's baby shit. It's
Yeah.
light brown.
Light brown.
Let me get some photos up for those who, I'm sure everyone has seen it by now, but I think gold's really hard though. Like to, I don't know. Is it not just like? Is it hard to convey? I mean, it doesn't.
Baby shit. It's not even got like a sheen to it. You know, like if you were gonna do like gold, like maybe like a bit of a sheen to it, like a bit of glitter, not glitter, but you know, like you get like
metallic,
a bit of a sheen on it.
more of a
that's the
metallic,
word.
like
That's
specular
just
to it. Yeah.
baby's nappy. Like coming from the mother here, that is punami colour.
I don't know how you do.
Punami
I do.
colour.
You know, like gold's really hard to color, though, isn't it? Like, how would you even?
No,
Did you make
no,
it sparkly?
Yeah, you'd
Just
make
don't
it
say it's
metallic.
Say it's
It's
brown.
more brown.
Just say.
Yeah.
What did you think? What did you think of Pantheon's track color when you saw it in person?
And
Because
It
that's
was-
the same. That's the same
Yeah,
shade.
I didn't think it was. I didn't automatically think shit color. That's not what. But I haven't had a kid, so I haven't had to
No, that's
clean.
just Emma being Emma. Like,
Hold on, no, I am being specific. Colour palette, and the closest colour is shit.
oh dear.
I don't know. But also, you got to think the calibration of the colors. Like that grass is looking kind of like a greeny, a weird, like a greeny. It does. It looks too
like
green.
nuclear. It's nuclear grass, that isn't it? Like
Yeah. So is that like making it look a bit weird? I don't know. It might be like, you know, what was that dress? Is it white or blue?
Oh no, don't do that. No, don't do that. Let's not do that.
Let's see what the comments are
FYI,
saying.
it
Though.
was white and gold.
So going from Creek Freak Massacre to Bleak Streak Asuka. From Kira there.
Fair. Yeah, fair.
Maybe it is going to be called Punami, Matt. That'd be a turn up for the book.
Stacey said they look like cigarette stubs.
Yeah.
Everyone's been so harsh, man.
Shit, that's why. It doesn't look good. Like
Thought
It
with-
might look better in person.
that-
You don't know until you see it personally.
Thought with
Adds his
Bax
comment.
and JB
it would have been
ultimate
better if
shit
they'd made it like Yukon Striker Brown. That would have been better. But
race. Shall we go on to what Ads was on about?
No. Just
yeah.
once. Just
Sorry.
adds his comment. But it's so much nicer than a Merlin generic dystopian thing. That's the important take.
oh, we don't know that.
Oh
yet.
yeah, and it's not
That's
grey.
the important take.
It's not
as
metallic
well.
gold.
It's not
though.
Yeah,
grey.
it's not white. It's not fully white. It's not grey. It's not black. So I mean, I like. The
And it's
dark
not.
theme,
And
I
it's not
get it.
horror movie themed or horror
The
movie adjacent.
Death of Egypt. It's going to be like Tutankhamun in the Ride. I don't know. Mummy Revenge. Not Revenge of the
Matt
Mummy.
said they don't look very girthy for such a tall coaster.
It's probably not the tall bit. That's why. It might be the cross beams and stuff.
Is Matt saying that he needs a banana for scale in that photo? How can you tell the girth of that? Well, there's nothing. There's no frame to.
I mean, the skip's quite big.
It's also in the background.
It's like they're really shit photos you see when you're flicking through like some social media. It's like, how tall am I? And there's like an iPhone in the background. Have you seen them? It's like guess the size of the coaster from the skip.
Mm. I'm hyped though. I'm hyped by this coaster.
Oh no, don't get me
Like,
wrong. I'm
yeah.
excited.
Oh, I don't
I'm
know.
excited.
I
But
think
I'll be
because
hyped when I see it testing. Until then, I'm not really asked. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's not
Why though?
because they've not done what they usually do. Like, I want to know more about it.
Yeah, but this is what enthusiasts are like, aren't they? They want to know everything straight away.
No,
Well-
it's not that. It's just that it's not. I guess it's not like Mandrill, where Mandrill was like we knew it was Mandrill, like straight away sort of thing. We knew.
Well, yeah, we knew
like-
the IP, so it was like self.
Yeah, it was just yeah. So it was like you could put more things together. With this, it's just like we're building a tall coaster and it's fast.
This isn't going to be an IP, right?
I don't
It's
think.
not
I
an
don't-
IP. Like we don't
dunno.
know that, do we? But I fucking hope not.
Fucking
Like,
up roller bars.
I'm gonna put.
No.
I'm just gonna say like when the Nemesis, you know, when like the whole fireworks where it was announced Nemesis was closing by like the Phalanx person. There's so many people in that going. You should have just announced Subterra. I'm like, why would you use that opportunity?
No, you wouldn't. That was completely.
But all people were bothered about was knowing if it was going to open or not. And I'm like, can you not think about any? Like, you know, it's just weird. I think sometimes there is like you've got to kind of trust. I think Merlin are great at marketing rides. That if you want to give them anything, they are good at.
Yeah, they are.
Right.
Just this ride's been a bit.
But I think we'll soon.
Yeah,
this is the
kickoff. I hope there's a ramp.
Just like there's like nothing has been said or confirmed by the park outside of like the information that we found out off of the proposals and stuff. That is,
you've got. I suppose you've got to think about
it is going to be the tallest and fastest, but literally the one thing that I can grasp is what the drop is going to be like. That's going to be the best drop in the country.
Oh, 100%.
Point blank period.
I think as well, like going back to saying
probably the best drop in Europe. Like that's the only thing other than that. And combined with the fact that like it's gonna open next year. Hopefully it'll open on Thorpe's opening day next year. But there's contrasting how little information and sort of just like hype generation that Thorpe has given us. Towers have been hyping the shit out of Nemesis.
Yeah.
So like all the attention is going over there, and hardly any of it is on this because there's been little to no communication about it. But again, it's announcement season, so
yeah, we'll see
what happens in the.
I think
the
way I try
and
look at it is saying that we've not heard enough about it. Unless you're an enthusiast and you've been looking at their plans and seeing things, or you're part of the Thorpe Park Facebook group or stuff like that. From the general public point of view, 99.9% of people probably know fuck all about this coaster.
Very true.
So I suppose we're just looking at it through enthusiast eyes, going, right, we know this now, give us more. General public.
Well, of course we are.
They're going to watch that 30-second announcement and go, "What the fuck? They're building the tallest, fastest."
Yeah, it's going to go. It's going to go viral. Hit for.
You can imagine over close season
Facebook.
now. Yeah, over
if
close
we
season
if we
now,
hadn't.
Oh yeah.
Like if we hadn't seen like the planning applications and all of that, we would have the exact same reaction to that video.
Yeah, you'd all be like, "What?"
You'd be losing our minds right now.
Yeah.
Kind of
I think it is difficult sometimes because as enthusiasts, we know things before the general public.
Kind of felt like do you remember the first Icon announcement? I'm not just relating him because it's Mark. Like, I'm just saying, like, they didn't show any plans and then just went, boom, No Limits 2, render, done. There it is. Yeah. And we're like, holy shit. Like, kind of wish I'd not seen that.
I mean, this kind of sums up my thoughts on both. On both on just opening attractions for next year. RCT Limits asked, what's everyone doing if Nemesis and Exodus open on the same day? I'm going to Towers.
Nemesis,
1000%. I'm going to Towers.
Yeah, I go to Towers.
I'm not even thinking twice about it. I'll go to Thorpe the day after if
I think
if that's what it
depends
comes
if it's
down
a virtual queue or not.
Oh God, no. Nemesis will not need a virtual queue. It'll be flying through it.
Yeah,
I'm going to Tower. I'm going to Nemesis's reopening day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, if they are the same day, I'm 100% Nemesis. Like it's just that thing means too much to me. Like not to be at it's like not to be able to pretend like be at Nemesis opening day. Like the fact that that's even a thing is mad.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully Merlin will know like not to do that. That'd be very silly because they can do that. They can both win at this.
It'd be an extremely moronic thing to do, but
they can both win at this game. So, but yeah, I think that's enough about Thorpe. Obviously, for it's National Rollercoaster Day. John Burton put out a video through Merlin backstage, and it's a great video, very funny. Some funny things in there, but obviously, what everyone's talking about at the minute is this little still here where
You've all been suckered.
Look at that eye contact.
Look at I've not seen this before.
He knows exactly
hook,
what
line,
he's
and
doing.
Sinker.
So do you know the funny thing is though?
Yeah, go on.
That like my said to you before, like we were in the car, and my Finley went, "Oh my god, have you seen this new video from Alton Towers?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" He was like, "It's gonna be an RMC." I was like, Finley, have you not learned nothing that I've ever taught you? It's not. They're playing you like a fiddle, my friend.
Yeah. But the fact that Towers have put like an RMC logo in a video is
that's
so,
not Towers. Remember, it's not Towers' video.
Yeah,
it's Merlin and Backstage.
Merlin,
it's nothing to do with. It's not really anything to do with Towers.
It's the way that it was like, oh well, there is something on the horizon, and everyone was like, oh, I've seen it on Facebook on all the Alton Towers groups. Everyone's like, oh my god. I'm like, well, you calm the fuck down.
Yeah, it's so. What do people think? Do people think it's a troll?
Yeah.
Yes,
it's great. Playing like a fiddle. Piper himself has done it, and it's worked.
I think it's kind of like it's funny though because obviously with this new announcement,
well, it'll be a fun ride
from Fire in the Hole. Obviously, that announcement has just come in, which we're going to move on to in a sec. But Fire in the Hole is an indoor coaster that's just been announced, and that's from RMC. So it's got people thinking like it's. It could be a thing, but I don't know. I think it's probably just them having a bit of fun, right?
Yeah. They know the enthusiast community, and they know how everyone's always like RMC. What better thing to play off? They know that it's going to get everyone talking because everyone will be like.
Can I ask a more interesting question?
Okay.
About National Roller Coaster Day. Do you guys have any favorable memories from parks that you visited on National Roller Coaster Day?
I don't think I've ever visited a park on National Roller Coaster. No.
This is the first time that I've rode a coaster.
I rode the Smile maybe on National Roller Coaster Day.
I went to Cedar Point on National Coaster Day in 2019.
Oh, did they do anything about it? Did they make a thing of it?
No, not really. It was literally just go to a park on any other day.
No, I rode a Wacky Worm today. That was my contribution. Awesome, but that's the first time I've ever rode a coaster on National Roller Coaster Day.
No, I don't. It's never really lined up for me. I've never been able to.
I always forget about it until the day before.
That's the only time I've had the opportunity, and it wasn't even like that trip was made for Coaster Day. Coaster Day just happened to be on that day that I was at Cedar Point.
Here's a question:
I do say every
why
year,
is it National Coaster Day?
Oh, because hold on. Because on this day, the patent for the vertical loop, I can't remember what the guy is. I wrote it to Sean before. So basically, the vertical loop was patented on this day in 18 something or other.
Okay.
True fact. Google it, I'll tell you.
Nice.
I sounded really smart when I told Sean this one.
Yeah. Edwin Prescott.
There you go.
There you go. Cool.
He patented the vertical loop.
Shout out our Ed.
There we go.
Don't say we don't give you facts on train dogs.
Yeah, there you go. That's probably the best one we've actually done.
You lot in the chat. What's your favorite coaster that you've ridden on Coaster Day, if you've ridden any at all?
This is
you twice.
This is a real stream. I thought it'd be a 5-second long video telling me nothing. Well, you missed the last stream.
Oh,
yeah, 5 seconds.
It was a good one.
What was you saying, McCall? Sorry, I missed what you said because I was just looking through that.
No, I was saying to the chat.
Okay.
Comment with your favorite coaster that you've ridden on International Coaster Day, because RCT limits it's National Coaster Day for every nation. That's why.
It is funny how it's called National Roller Coaster Day, and it's it seems to be everywhere. It's not just.
It's just a thing.
Just call it
Coaster Day
that everyone's jumped on. Yeah, it's called Coaster Day.
What nationality was the guy that patented the loop? Has he claimed it as his own Coaster Day?
No, he didn't say it's going to be Coaster Day from here on forward.
No, I know.
You saying we should call it National Edwin Prescott Day?
Yes.
We should. Why not?
He deserves more recognition. None of you bastards knew why it was National Roller Coaster Day. And he's turned in his grave now because none of you knew.
Bro, they could have named literally any day in the calendar year roller coaster day. I'd been like, all right. Cool.
The first was embedded. Yeah.
Kira makes a great point. These kind of facts are why Emma is the reigning quiz champion.
That is true.
She does make a point.
Yeah, lad.
Moving on.
Anyway.
Really upset.
That hurt.
Fire in the hole. So, Fire in the Hole at Silver Dollar City. It was announced that it was going to get this year was going to be its last operational season, but not many people knew. I think people knew, but not. It wasn't that widely known that they already had they'd already constructed the whole building for the new one. It's going to be in a completely different location, and it's been in operation since the 70s. Is it it's from the 70s?
I think Silver Dollar City in Missouri, by the way.
Yeah,
I wondered which park we were talking about.
I said Silver Dollar City.
Did you?
Yeah, we did.
You said Silver Dollar City.
I genuinely thought you missed out the name of the park.
So it's kind of sad that they're getting rid of the original because, I've just done Blazing Fury at Dollywood, which is, they're very similar rides. That Blazing Fury is based on Fire in the Hole. It's just got less effects, I believe. Yeah. I don't know. Can you correct me? It's basically the same though, right? It's just
it's the same ride concept. It just has less effects, a slightly different storyline. The Fire in the Hole is slightly more story driven, or more clearly story driven than Blazing Fury is.
Sorry, by the way,
Blazing Fury also misses a key effect towards the end of the ride that Fire in the Hole has.
Speaking of Fire in the Hole, what beer have you gone for next?
Jam Roly Poly, and it smells it literally smells like a Jam Roly Poly.
Smell like jam.
Does
it taste like jam?
But it smells like jam and
I'm gonna buy a pack of these for next week. I swear to God, you're selling them.
That's really nice. That's banging. Yeah.
Does it taste Jam Roly Poly-ish?
Yeah, it does. It's very sour, like a sour beer. Even though it's pale ale.
Okay.
It's pale ale, but it tastes like a sour.
Nice.
That's weird, but I'm here for it. I want to try it.
Nah.
It's good. It's really good. They here we go. Here's a first look at the building. So obviously RMC are going to be making this track, and it's essentially
it's important to acknowledge that it's not RMC are manufacturing the track, but this experience is going to be very much in house. As Fire in the Hole was, and as Blazing Fury was. It's much more of a collaboration, and I mean, these are all collaborations, but it's I would even go as far as to say it's more so Silver Dollar City's own manufactured attraction than RMC's.
Yes, they're just supplying the ride system, I guess, right? But the whole concept of, I love the fact that they've stuck with the same concept, which is basically loads of different. It's mainly a dark ride with some elements of a coaster towards the end, sort of thing. And the way it works is you're slowly going up all the way. You start off, but you're slowly going up a lift, pretty much a lift hill or power. It'll probably be tires now. I don't know. All the way, all the way up until suddenly going down and drop. And you know what? I felt so stupid because when we did Blazing Fury, we went down a massive drop at the end. And then I was like, how are we in the station? What? I just wasn't thinking about it. And I was just like, okay, yeah, that was really funny.
That's cool.
But yeah, they've also announced that this is the singular biggest investment into a singular attraction they've ever made.
Wow, really?
That's exciting.
Huge.
Yeah, that is huge. I really like the way they've done that concept art as well. The way they've done it.
It's really fun. The original Fire in the Hole as well. It's a really fun. I personally much prefer it to Blazing Fury. They are similar kind of ride concepts, but I think just in my opinion, Fire in the Hole was much.
I was going to say, has this guy got horns?
More well done.
Let's go into that concept art. Is that a rabbit? Is it horns? What is it? A hat?
In the comments, what do you think? Is it a hat?
I think are they like tights? You know, like when robbers wear tights.
Why did this come like that? Well,
why the ears there?
Maybe there's a reason. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe there's a story to it.
Is it a rabbit? Does the actual ride now have rabbits in it? What?
No, it's not rabbit. It's got nothing. No.
Why is it a rabbit? I want to know.
It's an Easter egg.
Yeah,
why have you just automatically assumed it's a rabbit?
Because it's got ears, man.
Horns.
I don't know. It's like
I want to know what it is.
I think you're looking.
Somebody tweet them, please.
I've been to Liseberg, like gone too deep at Liseberg. That's what's happened. Just rabbit ears everywhere.
The ride vehicles look very.
Ooh,
fancy.
Yeah. I like that. I can imagine there being a lot of gold on that. See that, like,
gold.
Yeah, yeah, not baby shit. Actual metallic
actual gold.
Actual gold. Gold. Yes.
I mean, that looks yellow to me, but you know.
Yeah, it'll be yellow there, but yeah, all right, might be.
That's what I'm telling you. Gold is not an easy color.
It is. I'll show you
Don't
later.
choose it then. That's gold right there, shiny.
Yeah, because it's shiny. You gotta make it shiny. But if that wasn't shiny, that'd be like brown. That'd be pretty brown.
I'd assume that like the track would have had like a little sheen to it. Like, look, whoa.
Maybe they might.
Not just the color brown. Be more transparent with us, Thorpe. It's brown.
You just want gold track.
Gold track.
Strong by the ride. Oh yes.
In the station, arrows.
See, it works.
It works.
Another thing.
There's RCT limits to the facts.
I stand by what I said.
Okay.
That needs to be on a t-shirt.
Stand by the fact that you cheated.
We ever do a t-shirt?
I love how
glad we've got that sussed out.
Why are you being salty, Mikhail? Just when
have you seen the food battle between Ben and Matt in the chat? It's hilarious.
They are having a food-based argument. It's quite
too
funny.
busy eating your lemon curd sandwiches, pal.
But then again, Ben did say, "Oh, just like mint custard." I've never heard of mint custard either, so I'm with Matt on that one.
Nice.
Anyway.
Anyway. I'd said it will be
what?
I assume.
Bold number. I am going to Google it. Thank you.
Careful.
I was going to say, is it going to be a beautiful moment? I don't
Don't venture into that.
Oh yeah. I've seen that photo before.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's the name of the bad guys in the story.
You could have just told us that, dude.
Mikhail, we've just been asking if it's a rabbit.
We've literally been asking the question.
John Burton over there shouting RMC in the corner. Like,
I mean, why would I come with facts and logic when I could just let you get jokes off for 10 minutes?
Oh, but Mikhail,
that's the point of this podcast, right?
That's your job on the podcast, bro.
You're the serious one, Mikhail. We need the facts.
You're the facts, man. You're the expert. We're just here for the ride.
Just here for the ride. So talking of
just here, man.
So talking of RMC, going to quickly touch on this. They've been sending like different YouTubers and these social people different like pieces of a puzzle, and we finally got I think it was Coaster 101. They ended up putting it all together, and it looks like a family RMC layout.
The biggest game of catchphrase ever.
Yeah.
Now I just hear that noise. Like
cool way of yeah. Ding, 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 ding,
say what you say.
What's Mr. Chips doing?
Fucking love catchphrase. I am so good at catchphrase.
Oh, we need to come up with a way of actually playing catchphrase on a quiz sometime.
Kira.
Oh god, that's too much.
That'd be so fucking cool. That'd be amazing.
But we have to do sound effects with our mouth, so we can't actually have like.
I cannot remember anything from catchphrase.
Oh my god, YouTube it.
It's all on YouTube. But it's a cool way of marketing something, I guess. But they keep hinting at the O's. And the only thing I can think about is they've recently bought Larson, who obviously famously built all the Larson loopers, and So I'm just, there's got to be a connection with the O and the loop and something.
Yeah, all their social media responses have had capital O's in them, right? Like we picked up on it ages ago, and then they said that they're announcing Friday, right? What it is.
I think so, yeah.
And there's lots of speculation because it mentions the woods as well. So people are like, is it like a Kennywood coaster, a Silverwood coaster? Because it's so people are putting things together, but that they're just going to throw a curveball and it's something completely non-related. But
yeah, like this.
It's food. It's a food themed ride.
But it is interesting to try and figure it out because they've been teasing these O's for months.
I think you're onto something.
It seems like they're gonna reveal what the train they're gonna use on this is gonna look like on Friday as well. Because they've been doing this similar kind of. They've been revealing like little parts of an image that shows like a different train design that they must have been working on. And it looks like the wheel assemblies on that train are smaller. It looks like it runs on the same rails as the family coaster that we've jigsawed together this morning.
Well done, everyone.
I think that they're I think / hope that they're experimenting with a new train design to use on the family coaster model, which they then might adapt for, I guess, a third gen, so to speak, train for the thrill rides and stuff.
Yeah,
hopefully that's what I hope. Because they need to do something about those trains.
Yes, they do. Moving on to Iron Menace. So, Dorney Park. We knew they were going to get a dive machine. And they've, I think last week, was it last week or this week? I'm losing track of time. It's last week.
I think it was last week, yeah.
They revealed Iron Menace. Here we go.
I love that name.
That's good.
I feel like it just sounds like too RMC though, because RMC have so many irons.
I feel like it should have just been called Menace.
Yeah, I think that would have been way more like intimidating, to be honest. But, yeah. So that
Iron Menace sounds a bit overkill.
It's half of the Swarm and every other dive coaster ever.
Yeah. The first thing McCall said is what we always say when we see a new layout to a dive machine, which is drop into a woman. How original.
Yeah, but it's true.
Yeah.
But they've sold another one, so well done, being.
I'm done begging at this point.
I can't wait for us all to talk about how slow it looks.
Oh, it will. It will look very slow. And we will talk about it.
I think it's cool. It's good coaster for Dorney Park to get. It's good that they're getting some investment. It's just like since going to the two-seater fair parks, like the theming of it looks so similar. We was talking about it in the chat, and it's like the farmer universe, the dilapidated
dive coaster.
Yeah, tin shed stations.
Yeah. Must be leftovers. Oh, can we just talk about
ads killed it. Baron XXL 24. That's great.
Yeah.
Look where that train goes through the layout though. That's gonna give you some good footage spots. Like going on that train. You see it going through the station?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you meant the railway train.
Yeah, the railway train.
Wait, where's the train?
It will do, but like every other train that interacts with a ride, it will never be on time.
Never work. It'll work once. And it'll be shaky as fuck. But it'll be like, damn it.
Yeah.
It looks cool though. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice.
I do like it.
All right. I mean, it's just I find them so uninspiring now.
Yeah.
Like these dive machines, like they're just.
So one thing I will say is it looks like it's the same like length as Emperor, and if it paces like Emperor, I'll be happy.
Well, that's true.
Because
Emperor
paces really fucking well.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So if it rides like that, then I'll be satisfied.
Yeah.
But it looks like a good ride. Like I mean, dive coasters are always a fun time. They don't come anywhere near my like top 30 or whatever. But
they're never bad, are they? That's the thing with them.
They're never bad. They're never bad.
They're never bad. They're just like a solid kind of.
They're just a good time
to stick in the lineup. and
they still draw stupid crowds because
I mean, it's big for
the general public love big vertical drops.
What have they got at Dorney Park? Do they have another B&M there?
Like, they have Talon, a B&M invert, and Hydra, which is a B&M flawless coaster.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
I really want to ride Talon to see if it's actually any good or not. Because
that concept art's cool.
Yeah, it's too cool though, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
I watched the video first. And it was like this epic. It was like this epic station that looked like an actual factory, and then I looked at it and I was like, oh.
Well, something kind of tells me that I feel like that station will have been just sort of SketchUpped together really quickly, just to show like the kind of vibe they're going for, and then the actual station they use there could be a bit more to it than that, because they're supposed to be doing up that whole area, and there's supposed to be like a haunted house or scare maze, whatever around that area that they're giving the same sort of aesthetic to it for their Halloween haunt.
Oh my god, look at the train. It's so cool.
Oh yeah, the purple train. Yeah, I don't want to take away from Dorney Park, like, it's just a shit, but like, it was just, I think because I watched that video first, and I was like, geez, it looked like barren theme.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I was like, what is this actually going to be? And then I saw that, so it's kind of just.
It's still Cedar Fair, like whatever it ends up being, it's not going to be that much, but
yeah.
But one thing about the trains is that it's carrying on what Six Flags Fiesta Texas did with Dr. Diabolicals, in the sense that each row has 7 seats. It's a D7 dive. So there's going to be 1 seat, like, slap bang in the middle of the train.
Nice.
And then...
that drop looks fun, though. That from that angle, that's really cool.
Yeah, it'll be good. Should get a slight little bit of airtime out of the exit of the Immelman as well, which will be fun.
What are you eating?
But yeah.
Double decker.
Nice.
Class.
So what's everyone's in the chat? Dorney punching one above their weight with their coastal lineup now. They're a small regional park with 3 B&Ms. It's very true.
That's what I'm like saying. It's cool to add a B&M to a park.
It was long overdue as well, really. They were kind of forgotten about, I think, from the chain for a long time.
It's their first new coaster in like 15 years or something.
Holy shit, Pop, is that you?
Didn't their last coaster that they purchased also close? Like, it doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
I can't.
Was it sick?
Sick? What, as in Sick the Ride?
Yeah, it's an old joke about a ride that was abandoned.
Every dive need an oblivion tunnel. I know you need a tunnel on a dive.
You do need
I do think it adds a lot, you know.
Yeah,
I know it's so cliche, but it does add something.
Even a little one at Leesburg, like that's
that does the job. So there we go. Voltron at Europa-Park.
Oofed.
Ooh, this looks good.
It looks dead good.
Wow.
It looks well good.
So we kind of knew it was going to be called. Well, this was a rumored name for a long time, but it's been confirmed by the park that it will be called Voltron.
Yes.
Voltron Nevera.
That station looks sick.
Yeah, and it will be that. It will look that good as well because it's Europa-Park.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm not 100% sure that that's the station.
No, I think that might be a holding pre-show.
I think that's what I didn't
like a rollout.
It could be.
There's a bit. There's a bit at the end, isn't there? That I think that this could be it.
A door,
like on the turntable bit where it turns around and swing launches into the top hat. It might be that. It might be that.
Yeah, it could be that.
Yeah.
Either really way, it's gonna look fucking sick.
Yeah,
that looks well cool.
Good. It looks mint.
But we've started seeing these. I haven't got the pictures up, but we started seeing these. I don't know what you call them, Tesla coil kind of towers going in. Actually getting craned in now. They got like built there on site and then just craned in on top. It's going to be some like the coaster look. Honestly, it looks so good, man. And I've been saying for so long since doing Lost Gravity, like Big Dippers need to come back. And obviously, this isn't necessarily a Big Dipper, but this is like the next.
What are they calling it? A striker coaster?
Striker, yeah.
something like that.
Mack Striker. So, but this is like the next evolution of that type of coaster. So I'm super excited to do it, and it's something they need as well. Like, don't you think it's mad how this is Europa-Park until this opens has one inversion in the entire park? I think it's one inversion. I think that's what I worked out.
Wow.
Like, and now they've just gone like, let's just throw loads of inversions.
Wait. No, Blue Fire
has like 3.
Yeah,
is it 3? Or maybe 3 then. Okay, I forgot that I had 3. But still, that is the only coaster. It's the only coaster that has an inversion.
That has one,
right? Yeah. Which is mad when you think they've got like a pretty decent like coaster lineup. And they only had that, so now they're about to get.
It's also their only mock thrill ride, isn't it? Thrill coaster, Blue Fire.
Yeah. As in Mac. Yeah, 100%. I can't think of another one. I mean, you could argue that water coasters are thrill, but they're not a good thrill. Not really.
I mean, according to a lot of people, neither's Blue Fire, but I know what you mean.
I like Blue Fire. I think it's good. It's not like the most intense. It's not intense at all, but it's good. It's a good coaster. It's decent.
Is it rattly? Is Blue Fire rattly?
Not as bad as Helix, mate.
Wow.
That's what surprised me about it. I don't know if it's just
there you go. There goes Harry in the chat.
Helix was hauling ass though. When
Blue Fire and Thrill aren't 2 words that belong in the same sentence.
Oh wow. Okay.
No.
Fair.
No.
Yeah, some people think it's really boring.
I'm expecting fly levels of immersion from Ben.
What's that?
He's expecting fly levels of immersion. Maybe.
I don't know if I don't, mate. I mean,
I don't know about that, but
Rookburg is like
pinnacle.
That's going to take some beating from. I mean, if anyone could do it, Europa could probably do it.
Yeah.
But they'd have to create like an entire area. They'd have to create Rookburg to like get to that level, and it'd have to.
Literally, I don't think the infrastructure of that area even dictates like a level of
But it'll be sick.
But
pulling you into a world like Rookburg is.
I feel like it's going to have that kind of that feeling though. I feel like it's going to have that same aesthetic that Fly has. I think in a way because it's all about. I don't know what the word is. They like turn off this. No, they like steam. It's not steampunk, but yeah. I'll have to Google.
Like, I know what you mean. I can't think.
Yeah,
like turn of the century.
Like turn of the century machinery sort of thing going on.
Industrial,
that sort of thing.
Industrial.
Oh, yeah. So Ben said he means the ride itself on its own, not so much the area and its surrounding. If you get me.
Maybe. Yeah. It looks like it does a lot in a lot of places. So
I'm trying to temper my expectations with the ride itself, just because
maybe
I kind of think it's gonna be good. Like it's gonna be a really good ride. Yeah, but like
tight and punchy. I reckon.
A lot of the elements don't like they look really cool and really fun, but a lot of the elements don't look like they're gonna blow me away. Like it's probably gonna it's probably gonna be a really great experience, but I'm not gonna get off it thinking that's top 10. That's top 5.
I get you. Yeah.
You know,
it's gonna sit alongside. I mean, it's 100% it's gonna be better than like the Smiler, for example. But like when you get like when you got a really good ride on the Smiler. Well, think back to like when it wasn't as kind of rough, or you have a night ride on it. When night rides always seem to be so much better. And you have really good.
Like our night ride that we got in Oktoberfest, the fabled one at this point.
Yeah, my God, yeah, that was the best ride.
I can't say with confidence that that'll beat this. That this will beat that.
Yeah, I think it will sit alongside.
It could be on the same level somewhere.
It's that kind of thing. Like even if Smiler was running the best, it was 100% smooth. Just the layout itself for me, I'm like, that's just like not what I look for in a coaster. It's just inversion after inversion after inversion, but there's a place for it. There's a place for it on a ride, that style of ride, and I feel like that's what this is. Same as Lost Gravity as well. I didn't come off that going, that's in my top 10. But I'm like, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I thought it was a great coaster, and I think that's where this will be. And then the theme and stuff.
Actually, thinking back to that, like similarly to how we place that ride on the Smiler as being like the best version of Smiler. Like if you can think about like what will probably be the best version of Voltron whenever you get to ride that, being, you know, at night sometime when it's been running all day and it's, you know, really warmed up well and everything. Obviously it has a much more creative layout.
Yeah, it's more space.
So yeah, that like you're talking about the same level. I mean that I can't say, obviously I can't say with confidence, I've not written it, but like I can't say with confidence that it will outright beat the best version of Smiler, but it'll be somewhere on that level for sure.
Kira said, "Don't insult the Smiler; it'll be subdated to death by 1,000 teenagers."
She's not wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, she's not wrong.
Pro tip: get off Twitter.
What's the fun in that?
I'm only there for the spiciness.
So I'm
only saying that because I'm not on Twitter anyway.
They'll find you. They will kill you.
Imagine I just get loads of like howler letters through my front door, like in Harry Potter.
Open the fucking door to go out later. That'd be funny.
So there we go. That's Voltron. Just reading through the comments now.
That's really cool. Those are really cool.
Mac seems to come in 2 flavors: nice and swishy, blue fire, and rip your face off right to happiness. They're quite hard to predict sometimes, because when you're used to a certain
even Mac, the coasters at Epic Universe as well, some of them that day look pretty mental.
To be fair, if I rode Ride to Happiness, not being an enthusiast, I'd be like, that was a Mac. Like, I get where you're coming from. Like, I was well shocked that was a Mac. Like,
it was the moody teenager period, wasn't it, for Mac? That's what it is.
In fact, speaking of Mac, we never talked about Copperhead Strike last week, did we? Yeah, I did.
Wow,
we never
waited all night.
we never talked about Copperhead Strike last episode, did we? Sure.
Why? What happened?
Just about what Sean thought of it.
Shit.
Icon, etc., etc. Because those two I kind of grouped together just because they are very similar and they were built.
More hang time, though, right?
I loved it. I think it's so much better than Icon. Like, it's really fun. It's really, 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 really fun. It's probably helped by the fact that they just let us ride it like multiple times, to the fact that we was going through the station and they were like, "Want to go again?" And we're like, "Yeah." We're just going through again, and then so we just kept going on it. But it's just like, it's obviously it hasn't got the speed or anything, but like the speed you're going at and some of the airtime you get on it didn't seem to correlate. It's really weird. It's one of them coasters where I felt like, like Boulder, where you're going like so slow around these corners, and then suddenly you're just like ripped out of your seat, and you're like, "What the hell? How does that even? That's like defies gravity, like the law of physics." So there's moments on it, but it is just like pure airtime.
Hang time as well, right?
That's what I mean. Sorry, that's what I meant. Not airtime. Hang time. It's just pure hang time. Hang time the ride. But yeah, it's just really good at what it does. It's just nice when you get a coaster that just knows what it's about. It's not trying to, and you know what to you kind of know what to expect going into it, so you're not like, oh, disappointed. I knew what it was going to be. I knew it wasn't going to have like the craziest launches in the world, and it's going to be super fast. What it does really, really well. I enjoyed it a lot.
Nice.
Like its fun factor is in how varied it is. Like there's loads of hang time everywhere, but there's also strong airtime in some places. There's really whippy laterals in a couple of moments. It is just a fun coaster. I think where I prefer Icon is just Icon's second half is just paced better.
It is. I think overall I think overall Icon like layout feels more like it feels more like you're on a journey, whereas with Copperhead it is just about like just hanging you around your seat and then throwing you about a little bit, whereas what I love about Icon is that the first half is so different to the second half.
Yeah.
And especially at night, you really feel that. Like, really feel that. So I think like from like an objective point of view, Icon is the better layout, but I just thought Cuphead was just so fun. Like we were just laughing all the way through it. We were just proper.
It's absolutely possible to have like the first few times that I rode Cuphead Strike in 2019, I think it was. I just came off thinking that's just like a really I hadn't ridden Icon at the time, but just an amazing fun time. Like I just wanted to keep going round and round and riding it. It was just such a good time. And then it's funny because like when I went back last September, I remember like it was still fun, but it wasn't quite as, oh my god, that was so fun. Like I didn't quite get a feeling that intense on it like as I did the previous time. So it was kind of just like, yeah, that was really decent. I kind of just wanted to get back to Fury. But
less said that about that coaster.
Does it even exist?
No, it doesn't exist in my box.
It's not a thing.
It's just rubbish coaster, man. Yeah, it's really good. But yeah, there's loads of. I remember coming off that episode because I spoke about it enough, but I remember going, "Oh, I didn't say anything about that or anything like this." But there's so much more, so many little like I wouldn't say little coasters, but coasters just like blew me away. You know, like Flight
surprised you.
No, Flight of Fear is like so good. That really like I wasn't expecting that launch. It's just stupid. It's just a stupid ride, but in the best possible way. There's loads, but
I remember enjoying King's Dominion's Flight of Fear. King's Island's Flight of Fear is a piece of shit.
It was fine. It was absolutely fine.
Trash.
King's Dominion.
No, King's Island's Flight of Fear.
King's
I remember enjoying King's Dominion's Flight of Fear. King's Islands is trash. It is trash. It rides so badly.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that was really cool. I like that. And even stunt coaster as well. Backlot stunt coaster. Like I've just getting on that. It's just so it's so good. so wacky and like we got actually stuck on that thing for about 10 minutes because a lightning storm come in and they wouldn't dispatch another train, so we were just stuck on, the pyro set, the bit where you're stopping and the pyros go off and everything. Like we were stuck there for like 10 minutes watching this like storm overhead, and we're like, are we just stuck here now? Do we gonna get an evac? And then we eventually went. But like even like just little coasters like that are just really cool and surprising. But so there we go.
I know we were going through the news and stuff, but like after last week's episode, I realized there was a bunch of questions I wanted to ask that I completely forgot about. But I don't want to make it USA trip part 2, but
ads casually graying out in the car park helix for no reason. I thought I was the only one, so I grayed out every time on that helix, and I was like, "What? This has no business being that like forceful that I'm graying out on it." It was just so funny. But yeah, shall we go on to the main subject now? So obviously it's National Roller Coaster Day, so we thought let's just be us and just be negative.
Yeah, why not?
Well, we'd already done like favorite roller coaster moments. We've done bucket list coasters. Emma wasn't there for that episode, so we'll probably have to do that again at some point. So we'll do that again at some point. But yeah, so things we hate about roller coasters. This can be anything. This can be certain models. This can be things that just annoy us about how when they design coasters or theme parks put in coasters, what they overlook. Just a general gist of like being kind of annoyed when you're trying to enjoy riding a roller coaster. So first of all, I'm gonna start off right. Comfort collars can just go right.
Yeah,
it's said to death.
You started off like a list of 10 things. You've gone to one straight away.
Yeah. Comfort collars are the worst things. I think they are
horrible.
Close to one of the worst things that were invented for a roller coaster.
Not far off. Yeah,
they are the worst. But yeah, if you don't know what comfort collars are, just Google them. They're just like these big, chunky, like flipping thing. I mean, what even they're made out of, I don't even know. But they're just like slippy and uncomfortable. And
slippy.
The hangover, they're not even. They don't even fit to you. Like I know.
No, you have to
uncomfortable.
slip into them.
They're just like loose on you.
Yeah,
and they clip on in like a really awkward buckle.
Well, to me, it's the fact that you have to, because they do just droop down in the seat. You have to hold them up as then you try and get into an already like hard to get into seat. On those premier trains.
It's like an octopus anyway. Arms, isn't it?
Like
just
about.
You just have to hold it up above you and then like fit it. And
just like a contortionist to get in. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, no, because also they are just badly designed trains as well.
They're so small.
They have zero like leg room. It's like being on a train in the UK. There's no.
Luke, have you done one of these? Did you do Icebreaker when you?
Yeah, I did Icebreaker.
Icebreaker.
Okay. Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah,
I've taken a great ride
now, but
that'd be interesting. So I wonder how much it would actually change the ride experience. I think it might a little bit.
They wouldn't change it at all for me because it wasn't the comfort collars that bothered me. It was the shin guards.
Oh, fair. I didn't really. It was just the comfort collars that bothered me on that. Although it was very tight,
stupidly tight.
Yeah,
literally. I've had this conversation with a couple of friends of mine. I've ridden a few RMCs. I've ridden a bunch of the Premier Skyrocket 2s, all with the same shin guards, and I've ridden Icebreaker and Full Throttle at Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Okay, yeah.
Icebreaker's shin guards of all of those rides are the only shin guards that have ever given me pain.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they're not
literally ever. Like none of the rest of them. Like I felt them there.
Shin breaker,
but they didn't. Yeah, they didn't bother me at all. These ones were fucking terrible.
While we're talking about restraints, can I throw in restraints that get tighter and tighter as you go around the layout?
Hate that.
God, yeah.
No
yeah,
need.
They're annoying.
Just lock it in place and leave it.
Yeah, I hate that. Can't stand it. So annoying. By the time you get to especially for a bigger person, by the time you get to the brake run, you're like, horrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Helix did it actually. I think Helix moved quite a bit when I was.
I don't remember it. But when that happens, I've never got it that much. The only time it's ever been noticeable for me was any X car. So G-Force or Rip Ride Rocket.
Yes, G-Force. Oh my god.
Rip Ride Rocket, I didn't notice it that much, to be honest. But the one at the G-Force at Drayton Manor when it was there, that used to be like you couldn't breathe at the end of it. It was that bad. Because it comes over your stomach as well, so it's like even worse. But yeah, I think Sky Rush was the most recent that I really because they know it's so bad that at the end they have to pop it open for you because they must have had so many did that always do that, McCall? Did you know if they always popped open the restraints?
Yeah, they did. They always did at least a little bit. I don't know if they pop up further now, but
no,
they did used to pop up a tiny bit when
I'm wondering if that was like an opening day thing or that was something that they had to build into it because
it was maybe I don't know what year did it open? 2012
yeah.
Like that. Yeah, I wrote it in 2015, so I don't know if it was a thing opening year. But it was the first iteration of that new over the shoulder lap bar that Intamin have basically perfected now.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's a prototype seating and restraint system. Like they obviously had some kinks to work out and stuff. So maybe they didn't in the first year or in the first couple of years, and then they added it in to the.
It's just so funny because when you're riding it, when we rode it, every time we did it, on the brake run, they'd pop it and you just hear the whole train go, oh.
It's so funny.
You don't see that in the brochure, do you?
It's just funny to me. So what else? You go on.
No, just saying that, and it's weird to me that you get the same kind of coaster. For example, Swarm gets tighter and tighter. Yeah, Phoenix Don't.
Doesn't, yeah. It's newer,
No.
I think.
Why? Yeah, but just stop. Like,
yeah.
What's your point in getting tighter and tighter? It's not.
Yeah.
Not
I feel like
it.
it's something they can easily fix as well, but they just don't want to. Do you know what I mean? Because like Phoenix doesn't do it, so why can't like they go back? Like, why can't?
Well, Phoenix is newer.
Yeah, it is, but I guess different design for the.
Well, not even different design, just an improved design.
Just improved
it's how
design.
It's how they improved the vests on Valkyria from Valraven as well. Like the
Valkyria.
what the fuck's it called? Wild Eagle. Wild Eagle's restraints used to lock further and further down, and then they got modified. Like Dollywood got in B&M to modify them. Valraven's.
That's what I'm saying. Like more parks should do that. More parks should be like, well, we've.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thorpe need to get B&M in there too.
I don't think it does. Right. I really don't, because like Joe.
I read it a few times. I never noticed it.
Joe really struggles with Swarm. And
I've heard from a few people that it doesn't.
I can't imagine it.
From a female point of view with boobs, like I think you notice it probably a little bit more because obviously it sits on you. I mean, I ain't even got big boobs, so God knows how like women with bigger boobs feel. But you do notice it a lot more than, I mean, I don't know, but maybe than a guy does. Yeah. But it's definitely a lot more uncomfortable. Like if Phoenix did get tighter, I never noticed.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't
know. I've not ridden it, but
I'm gonna go on the. I'll stick with the same type of line, which is seatbelts. So not always that bad. I do get the need for it from some parks. It's like it does. Apparently, it does increase ridership if there's a seatbelt because people deem it as more safe.
A mental hurdle.
And I guess you can never be too safe. Like even though there's all these redundancies, you can never be too safe. But we know they're not. We know they're not needed on most modern coasters. But for me, the seatbelts that just do my head in are like the really fiddly seatbelts. I like the ones where I can't remember where it was now. Is it Hershey or it was one of the parks I've done? I can't remember which one it was now. But there's ones that look with the retractable seatbelts that go into the seat.
Right. And you can't pull them back out.
You pull them out. It's like, you know, like when you're in the car when you try and pull it and you're like, but the thing is, you've got the ride host going, cut, like trying to hurry you up, and you're like, makes you panic even more, and you just like
you get a lot of them retractable ones on kiddie coasters. I've noticed. Yeah. Have you ever got in like a coaster with a kid in general? They're always fucking about as it is. Yeah. So trying to get the seatbelt over, then you're like, sit back, sit still, pull it again, and it's just like, whoa. Then you feel like a right knob because it is just a seatbelt, but it don't work. It just won't work.
That's what I mean. Like seatbelts work when it's things like, I mean, people were moaning when Icon got them retrofitted, but they're fine because they just dangle down.
Oh, they're easy.
They're easy. Anything on like a you know, kind of B&M invert, easy, fine, all right. Easy. In fact, I like clicking the seatbelt thing on the brake one anyway. It's kind of fun. Just click it up and down. But. Yeah, it's just the worst ones we encountered, me and Joe did, was classes at Europa-Park. They slowed down the entire, like they must have, because of them seatbelts, it has a really bad throughput because I haven't seen it on any of the other Intamin prefab coasters, but the seatbelt kind of is fed from the outside, so it goes from the outside and then feeds through like a little hole into the actual inside, and it just causes like loads of problems, and people get really confused by them.
Boulders were all right, weren't they?
Boulders was fine. El Toro, nothing like that whatsoever.
Right,
but yeah,
completely different.
The ones at Europa-Park are just like were just awful, and they were the worst ones I've ever had because they were retractable ones, and they were like just jamming constantly, and you just watching the whole train just trying to like pull it. And then like trying to do it harder. And it's just like
it's funny though because you always get the ride up or then come over and go like this. I just do it well easy. And you're just like, I've just tried to do that for 5 minutes.
You can't do it from the position of being sat in it though. It's a lot easier.
But they look at you as if like
but in that respect they should do what they do at some for a lot of RMCs at some parks, which is just like let us do it. Do you know what I mean? Just sit down. Leave your bar, leave like your restraint alone, and just let us just sort you out. Because it's actually going to be way quicker if we just like run down the train. But like maybe just do that. I don't know. But it's just annoying. It's just one of them little irks that I understand there's a need for it, but just annoys me. I'm allowed to.
Matt said when the buckle ends up between you and the lap bar, that annoys him. I feel you. Honest to God, Untamed ruined my life because no matter where that seatbelt sat, it was just right underneath. And like, I'm a bony girl, so it's like just where it sat, it ruined the ride for me. I was black and blue when I got off that ride because of the seatbelt digging in. It's horrendous.
Not good.
Yeah.
I hate smelly restraints and ones that look really worn out. I hate that on a coaster. Like, Smiler's the worst for that. Smiler is the worst for that.
Smelly restraints.
Yeah.
Stinkers.
Horrible. Especially over the head, like overhead ones. You put them down, you're like, what the fuck is that?
Hero at Flamingo Land. You have to put your face in it.
Just Hero in general. There's a whole
your face has to go in it. You've got no choice but to sniff it. It's disgusting.
Yeah. It's mad. If you think about that, it's crazy, isn't it? You're putting your face there. Someone else.
I bet people like dribbled on it. And
snotty kids. All snot everywhere.
Phlegm.
To go in a slightly different direction, but also still, if we're talking about operations logistics, poorly thought out loose article policies.
Oh God,
annoy me.
Hate that. Hate it.
If your objective with an otherwise okay for capacity coaster, like with loose items and bags and stuff, if you've got like people just like guests who don't know where to put their stuff, don't know what they're doing in the station and stuff, you're only shooting yourself in the foot, because at this point it's so easy to implement something like a locker system, a loose article policy system that aids the loading and unloading of trains and stuff. And even if you have to sort of like modify and adapt the system after the ride has opened and after the ride has been built and stuff, like, it's easily doable these days. And why some parks don't put more importance on that in terms of throughput makes no sense to me, because it's something that can be quite easily mitigated.
Yeah. So you saying
especially with free mandatory lockers.
Yeah.
Now being a more prominent thing.
I think that is something that I kind of, I don't know. It was in America. It is good, but it's kind of annoying because, like, if you want to with a locker system, I like how Twisted Timbers do it, and I believe Steel Vengeance do it as well, where you have your you can put your bag in a locker, right, and then just before you get on, there's obviously a smaller locker where you can put your phone and stuff in it. I think that's a much better system than just not having your phone for the entirety of the ride. Because, and this is another thing about it, is that, like, there's too many
parts. Entirety of the queue, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, entirety of the queue.
Not the ride.
The queue. Like, not only are you in the queue not being able to just do anything, say if you've got a really long wait, you also can't take any photos, you can't do anything. You can't, and sometimes some of the best shots are in the queue.
Yeah.
So that's just something that really annoys me. I enjoy, like, I kind of like what Merlin do, and I reckon they should do it more. Like, I don't mind that whole, with Wickerman's baggage hold, Smartest baggage hold.
I like baggage holds.
Just to go back to Twisted Timbers and Steel Vengeance. Yeah, they didn't start that way.
They didn't start.
That's what I'm talking about. Retrofitting the queue line and station with a system that works better for the experience of the guest and gets riders onto and off of the trains quickly. With both Steel Vengeance and Twisted Timbers, they, like, you had to put all your stuff in a locker before you even got in the queue line before, and there was someone at the entrance checking you to make sure you didn't have anything in your pockets whatsoever. It's only been since, I can't remember what years they were put in. It was after Velocicoaster opened that they have the lockers, like 2/3 of the way through the queue line, or like 3/4 of the way through, where you stick your bags in there. Yeah. But then you still have your phone with you through the majority of the of the queue line. It's just before you get up into the station.
It's just I just felt because we were very lucky in terms of there's only Hershey Park where there's massive queues. Majority of the parks we were going to were, because it was a weekday, would just walk on everything, so it's fine. Yeah. But there was some places at Cedar Fair parks where the metal detectors were as soon as you walked through. Like El Toro's, it was as soon as you walked through. Like you can't have anything on you. I included
Six Flags.
That. Yeah, sorry, Six Flags.
Six Flags.
They're like
need to sort their shit out as well.
They do because they're like, all right, we'll let you stand. We didn't have to wait, but we was looking at these like cattle pen queues with no shade, and they're like, you can't even take a reusable bottle into the queue. You can't have any water. You're just gonna have to sit there and in the sun. And I'm just like, how stupid is that?
Yeah,
like it's just that some common sense is just lost on some of these places. But yeah, no, I do agree with that. But something that really annoys me as well between these parks is like there's no consistency. So there's like at some parks they're like you can't have any loose articles in the station. This was at like Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay when I went there. They had no consistency. So like Gwazi, for example, is like
I know what you're talking about.
But then Montu wouldn't even let me put my phone. Monty wouldn't let me put my phone on the side, right? They were just like, no, hold it in your hand. And I was like, just hold my phone in my hand. Yeah,
Florida, everyone.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? So I just held it like the whole time.
And then Cheetah Hunt's different from those two as well.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm just like, just have some. I don't know what I was doing. Do not know what I was doing at that park. It felt like a game. I was like, okay, I've got to guess what I'm allowed on this one. Like, what do I do? But then, and then at Carowinds, like I think it was only Copperhead Strike where you needed a locker. That's the only ride that you need a locker on. But it was
Afterburn has bins in the station.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure obviously I don't know about
Intimidator Florida. Has bins in the station.
Yeah.
He who shall not be named, you need lockers for.
Okay, so that one you do. But so Fury you need lockers for. Do you think? Then you remember, mate? Is that what you're saying? Fury,
no, you do. You definitely do. Yeah.
So but there was no option. It was the only park that there was no option to have like an all-day locker pass. So it's $4 every time you wanted to use a locker.
Jeez.
What the?
So if you wanted to like leave and come back, you're paying like $4. It's basically like being like a winter
water park.
Well, it's basically being at a fun fair. Like I've got to pay $4 every time I want to do it, unless I want to just lap it for ages and then go away, and then I can't just come back and I've got to pay $4 again. So I just think that was a bit stupid.
I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that until after I'd visited. Because I had to think back. I had to think back to what we did during our time at Carowinds, because
I hear a lot of people.
I don't remember that being a prominent thing in our. I think it was something because we went during their Scarowinds event, and they don't allow any bags in the park during Scarowinds, their Halloween event. So during the evenings, we didn't have to worry about getting a locker anyway because we didn't have any bags to put in. Not to put in them. But we were there during the day one day as well, and I'm pretty sure I had my bag with me because I was taking photos. So I can't remember. But like on one day, the only ride I rode, because I was taking photos the entire day one day, and the only ride I rode was Fury, so I didn't need to transfer a locker to any other ride or anything like that. But I didn't even realize that they don't have the transferable lockers at Carowinds until after I'd visited. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's something that's something I use regularly if given the option. So I was like, why did I not even notice?
But then King's Dominion, you could get paid $10 to have a locker all day. And that was quite good. You just moved it around. So I nearly just died then. Just choked on water.
Choked on water, I bet it's
shall I crack another one open? So I've got
apple crumble?
Apple crumble and custard.
Yeah,
this one definitely sounds right up a Matt Street. Yeah. This one does.
Paired with apple crumble pizza.
Yeah.
Ooh. Here we go.
Yeah, smells like apple.
You need to smell the crumble though.
Crumble's the best.
Yeah, it does. It does have a hint of custard. I can't really smell it.
Is that one a pale as well?
That's a pale ale. I know what Joe's thinking about these. Joe, what did you think about these?
I think.
Yeah, Joe.
I had.
Is that mint custard?
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
She said Roly Poly was better than Ample Crumble.
Ample.
Ample Crumble.
I don't know. I think
Crumble.
I think Roly Poly was nice, but it got a little bit too sweet halfway through it. It's very sweet. Whereas I feel like this one's a little bit less. But if it tastes like it doesn't taste like your normal apple, what you'd get in a beer. It tastes like, I don't know. It's really weird.
It's funny. I'm really interested now because like hearing the names, I would have thought they would be like stouts or like dessert beers. But
well, there is we do have
having them taste sour makes sense though.
We do have
the apple, especially.
The last one I have is a porter, which is a sticky toffee pudding and custard, which I'm not looking forward to.
Why?
Because it's just like I don't know.
It sounds sweet. It sounds sickly.
It'd be lovely.
Yeah, but you just drink like cider all the time. Like, how sweet can you get?
But I don't like fruity. Apart from a dark fruit, I don't drink fruit ciders like your record legs and stuff because they're too sweet for me.
Really?
They are.
Yeah, even sweet. A lot of like draft berry ciders, I'd rather just drink an apple cider because the fruity ones are too sweet. Like dark fruit's the only one that I can drink more than one.
Right.
SLCs. I don't like them.
Ads had a comment just about like lockers and stuff. Universal even gets it wrong. Hulk versus Velocicoaster. Like that, like queue line experience from a locker standpoint was, I mean, outside of places like Europa-Park and Energylandia that did it before it, like that was basically just a vast improvement on their own experiences. That's number one. I think like they looked at the queue line and loading experience of Hagrid's and then like Hulk and Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket as well, and thought we have to greatly improve on this from a throughput perspective, because there's no separate unload on Velocicoaster like there is on Taron. Like we have to make sure we can get everybody in and out as quickly as possible and maximize the 6-car capacity. So I think they just tried to vastly improve on their own, like just iterations of it in previous years and stuff. Also, Hulk's queue line is so packed into that building. There's not really much place within it to put like if you think about it from a practical point of view. There's no like where else is there in that building that you could even put a locker setup?
You could argue that with
like to even facilitate that. No, but that was designed that way from the ground up. Hulk's queue house wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah,
like
completely understand.
I see. This is
maybe
where
I don't know.
I do think, I do get why people say
rip a bit of the queue out.
Velocicoasters, like Velocicoasters lockers are good, but I still think there's a way to go. I do find that whole same with Fly as well. I find it a little bit, just a bit all over the place.
Yeah,
when you're just given free rein to, and everyone's just like in front of you, and you're trying to get through it, and then like, why is it these locker systems? They've got like so many lockers they can choose out of, and they give you one that they've just give to someone else straight away. So you have to wait for someone to like open it. And we kept seeing this, like especially in America. I don't know, not as bad in the other part, as in like Fly and Velocicoaster, because they were just generally busy anyway. But when we was in like other parks in America where you could just tell there's no other lockers, because they have like red, they either red or the green. You could just tell
they had them closed off.
That you could just tell there's a whole batch of them that were not in use, but they just give you one next to someone else that they're just giving one to, and you have to wait for them. But I felt like, especially in Fly and Velocicoaster, I was just like, it was just a bit of a faff, man.
There was so many people.
That's weird because I think there were maybe one or two times where I'd be given a locker Hagrid's was worse for it, way worse.
But remember,
I think there was
moved
one or two times on Velocicoaster where I was given a locker, like there was right next to someone else's who had just got given that one. But for the most part, in my experience, for the most part, the lockers that I were given were like I'd walk past a bunch of people who were trying to get into lockers in one of the sections, because Velocicoaster's like locker setup, it has like four different sections.
Yeah,
and I'd be given one, like I'd be given the next section along, or like sometimes the opposite section, and I'm like, all right, I'll go over here. You lot live your lives over there. I'll go to this. I'll go to this one, and I'll join the queue to go through the metal detectors. Yeah. Like my experiences with Velocicoaster's lockers, for the most part, were really smooth.
I think it's down to really the person who's batching people to go into lockers, because RCT limits is right. So Arthur was like, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was the first coaster to implement these literally the same type of lockers that they have in Velocicoasters. I think it's like the same system.
It's the same. It's the same setup.
Yeah. Same setup, and we did that, and that was a 2-hour queue, and well, it's just over an hour and a half, I think it was. But we got a free virtual queue for it, so we went in there. But them lockers were just like so peaceful, like because they were batching them properly. Whereas, just
wait,
like,
this on Arthur you're talking about?
Arthur, yeah, Arthur was like done really well.
Arthur,
but yeah, I just think you just need to like have a bit of control over them areas, because I just don't think people want like the customer journey to just be like, feel like I'm in a flipping, I'm in between lessons at school and I've got to get my blocks out of my bag.
They're going for
I just don't think that's kind of ruining the immersion a little bit.
Yeah, takes you away from everything, doesn't it? Just for like 2 minutes or whatever.
So I'd say that plans for Starfall races show a long room for lockers instead of the weird layout for Velocicoaster. Because Velocicoaster is like a L-shaped room, isn't it? It's like a big L-shaped.
It's like a U-shaped
room. And just having corners, it's just annoying. So yeah, if you just had like one long bank, it's gonna make it seem a lot less stressful. Because that's the thing. Like most normal people, say if you're like a couple, right, or you're a family. You go, okay, one person, give your bags to that one person. Not everyone has to go over there, right? Just give your bags to one person. We'll go over here. We'll wait for you. But then you'll get families all just hovering around, like a family of 5 hovering around one locker. So no one else can get to that.
There has to be enough room for people to pass. If it's going to be one long room, there has to be enough room on the right or whatever.
So, because we're on, we've been talking about lockers for ages. So let's just one more. So talking about throughput. I believe, I'll say what annoys me. What annoys me is that not every single coaster in the world hasn't got a single rider queue. Like,
there we go.
Look, I know that if you have not really thought about it, it's hard to implement it after the fact. But every single coaster now should be being built with a single rider queue, and theme parks should be asking for it. Theme parks should be implementing it, because everyone wins.
Yeah.
Everyone wins. There is what is the downside to it?
There isn't.
I can't think of one.
No, you can't always fill every row. So
yeah,
there's nothing worse than being a single rider standing in a queue and watching them send trains with empty seats.
Yeah,
that's nothing worse.
Ridiculous. Yeah,
because you just stand there and be like, "Hello,
I'm here."
Shout, just ask for one person. Hello, you just stood there for 5 more trains, especially on a 1-train service, and you're like, I could have rode it half an hour ago. Come on.
Wonder if Nemesis will get one from Matt. Good shout. Maybe.
It depends like how much they're adjusting the station, really.
That's true.
Because they're painting the station up now, so it doesn't seem like it's. I don't know how they would do that. Where it would go. I mean, they could. I guess they
door on the side somewhere. I don't know how to do it.
But also, Nemesis doesn't need it. It's run so well.
It does run really good.
It's very rare. Like, even if you're in the extension queue all the way up the top.
To be honest, with non-standby riders, so not just the single riders, but the fast pass riders as well. the way they are loaded into the train annoys me sometimes, just because sometimes they'll take up some, if it's not done properly by the park, sometimes they'll take up the best row on the train. Like if you sometimes if it's really busy, the ride staff, the ride crew will literally just fill up an entire train's worth of fast pass riders.
Yeah,
depending on how many they sell for the day, depending on how long that line is.
Yeah,
though there's just kind of different ways in which like the fast pass like implementation just isn't done properly to satisfy both the fast pass riders and the standby riders.
Yeah,
like honestly, I honestly think that the fast pass queue line should reach a merge point, kind of like on Nemesis.
Like, absolutely
should reach a merge point with this the standby queue line, to where you don't get to an air gate and then you see a bunch of people streaming in from the exit, for example, to take your row after you just waited an hour and a half for this ride, and you're like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
What's annoying with that as well is like if they're just putting fast passes in random rows, for example, and let's say you're a big group, so you're taking up 2 rows on a ride and you want to ride with your friends, there's nothing worse than getting to the front and going, right, okay, I'm here and you're there, and then they go, actually no, these people are going to come in here and they're going to sit in your seat, and then you're like, oh, well then they've got to either wait back or you ride separately. Yeah, I agree with the merge point. Like you're still getting on a lot quicker than you would do queuing.
I think it's
not.
If you've paid money for the privilege of skipping a queue, you shouldn't then get to choose what row you sit in.
No, absolutely not. You should enter the main queue.
That makes no sense.
Because at Ventura as well, I've realised that if you do pay for pass, you're more likely going to get a front row ride on Shambhala. And unless you pay fast pass, the likelihood of you getting a front row ride is like literally next to zero.
It's like that with Towers. I want a back row ride on Nemesis, but I can't have one because that's rat pass or fast pass.
The back right is my favorite seat on Nemesis.
Those people's.
There's even been times where they've obviously blocked off the air gates in the back row because for fast pass, etc., or rat pass or whatever. When there's nobody in that queue, but they still won't allow me to move back. They'll just send it with an empty row.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's annoying.
It depends who's on it. I've asked sometimes, and they've been like, "Yeah," but you got to be really cheeky about it. But I think the merge point thing just alleviates a lot of annoying. Like, I just think like just more thought into that sort of stuff by part would be good. Because even like, look, I know there's a big negativity towards fast pass, and I do understand it because at the end of the day, like not everyone can afford it. But then there's like certain places, like I said, like Dollywood. We had one that if you're doing a massissive coaster trip, sometimes fast pass is actually the cheaper option than doing 2 days in one park. It ends up being cheaper, so you may as well just do it. But what I hate, we had to do it at Hershey because there was a storm coming, and it was just like 85-minute queue for Candemonium, and I was like, we've got like so many coasters to do today, like we were just stressing, so we just got it. But then it's just like, why have the fast track just loop around where everyone's queuing? As you have to, so everyone in the main queue is people walk past them, and I'm like, it just makes it feel like so much worse.
Yeah. Well, Mikey's just put a thing in there. I remember him telling me the story. They were at Thorpe and Colossus went down. So instead of just handing people a fast pass, to go on any other ride, they literally escorted 200 people from the Colossus queue in a conga line through Thorpe Park to Nemesis Inferno and push them into the front. Could you imagine being in that queue and 200 people just stand in front of you?
That's just ridiculous.
No. Who thought of that? Like, why would that be a good idea? If you're going to hand out a fast pass for a ride breaking down, just allow them to take the ticket to any ride. Don't just take the whole queue and push them in front of people that have probably waited an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
You'd be fucking livid, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
I think like the worst thing, I think the worst thing about like what I've heard from people is like most people, when you get to like this age, like you understand fast pass, you understand like not everyone's just doing it all the time. It's just like it's an easier option for some people if they're doing a big trip or whatever, and it is what it is. But it's hard explaining that to like a 8-year-old kid who's just like, why do they get like to go in front of us? Like,
I get it with my kids.
Yeah, it's a really difficult thing to try and explain. Like, they've paid money, like, and then you have to start getting into the complexities of like that sort of, it's just a really deep topic that you don't need to talk about.
The amount of times I've tried to explain.
When you're about to get on a ride.
Yeah, the amount of times I tried to explain for my kids. For me, I've never bought FastPass because buying it for 3 people is well expensive. If do you know what I mean? And they're trying to explain, like you say, when the queues are together and they just stroll along and they get straight on. You go, oh well, they've paid 90 quid for the pleasure. It's like, why can't we pay 90 quid? Because we fucking can't. Okay, so it is difficult. They should, try to explain it to people that maybe don't understand, or I think it just generally annoys people sometimes anyway, like regardless.
This is not the time to be explaining different housing economies, Jimmy. Just
exactly. I can't afford it. I've never. The only times I've ever used a fast pass queue is if I've been given a free one because the rides broke down. I can't buy it 3 times over, and this is what worries me about, like, I want to take the kids over to America, and that might be a once in a lifetime trip, and it's like I want to get on all the rides what I get on, but it's going to cost me a fucking fortune to pay for fast tracks, which I just can't do.
You don't really need to in America. That's the thing. Like, well, you
parks are open long enough.
That's the thing. Like in America, that's something we like learned. Like, was even if it's a busy day, you've got like really long opening hours. Florida is fine because, especially with Disney, you can just you can rely on getting the. You got to do your homework and plan it all and stuff. But you can just you get like you can. 15 if you want to use it, you don't need to use it. The only time we used it was at Disney, was at Magic Kingdom. And at the time it was $15 a day, and then you just got them every time you used one. You got another.
I did
one.
20 rides by 12 p.m. using Genius.
So but that's the thing, in Florida you have capacity, like, all the rides are built for capacity, so you don't really have to rely on them, but there were certain places, like I say, Hershey is just like, well, I think it's Hershey, even though it's a massive park, it is like, it's a regional park still. It's like a lot of schools go to it, so it's like the biggest thing in that area for like miles, sort of thing. So it's almost like your Alton Towers, sort of thing. So that's why that one gets busy all the time. That's when I was doing research, it was like, Hershey is just busy all the time.
It's a regional destination. There's a million and 8 things to do there for the state of Pennsylvania, New York, Maryland, Ohio.
So people like kind of flock there. Right. But yeah, on the whole, like, I'd say America are pretty good in that sense, where like it's nice if you have it, but you don't need it.
I mean, I wouldn't be going to Florida because my thoughts, but but it's always at the back of your mind. Like, for someone like me, like I say, I'm not playing the woe is me card, but when I'm paying for 3 times for something,
you can't do it.
That could potentially be a once in a lifetime trip. I might never go again. I might never be able to afford it again. And you want your children especially to have the best experience.
I'm
the enthusiast. I want the best experience too. But sometimes it ain't possible with the way parks work. Sometimes. Yeah,
that's how I feel. Well, going back to like saying, like, if a park is going to implement fast track, then do it properly. Like, hide the fast pass queue and then create the merge point, which you were saying, McCall. And then people don't get annoyed, because people get annoyed when they're seeing people pass them, or they're in the station and they're seeing people get in a seat that they were meant to get in. And then their friends are behind the row behind them, and they're like, okay, we're on different trains now. And then suddenly, and you see it all the time. We saw it all the time, like people like then going, oh, can you go before us? Because we want to be on our friends, and because it just knocks everything out of like out of sync. So it's just like, there's just easy things you can do, which is, like I say, create a merge point, hide the fast pass queue if you're going to put it in there, because it's just not nice. It's just not nice.
Let's come off as this kind of a depressing conversation, honestly. But I'm not depressed. to go onto the ride experience, like, itself, like, one of the things, and this, granted, you don't really, we're talking about like the nuances of like our top ranked coasters and stuff like that, and really getting into the like being nitpicky about the experience and stuff. unnecessary pauses really don't get to me, but like it's gonna be like one of those things that knocks like coasters down for me. And like the example being why one of the many reasons why I think Ride to Happiness is so much better than Time Traveler, because that layout is a bit of a hindrance in itself, in the sense that on Time Traveler that it does a good portion of the layout right out of the station. Obviously, you got the massive vertical drop out of the station, and then the dive loop, and then a few turns in that, and then it gets to the first launch, and it just stops there for like 7 or 8 seconds before doing anything. Now that point was supposed to be a theming element on the ride, but it was decided by the park that they I guess it was just cut out because of budget. Like, I guess it was just cut out of what they can afford. Mark then asked Silver Dollar City if they wanted to, remove the pause and have the train just roll into the first launch and everything. And apparently the park went, "No, it's all right, just leave it in there."
Just why? Yeah.
Why? Why would you leave it in there if there's now going to be nothing to look at during that pause because you X'd it out because of the budget? Now you've just now you've just taken all the moment. Like the ride gets off to a great start. Now you're just going to have it sit there for like 5 to 10 seconds and take all the momentum out of the experience before launching it off again. That kind of stop works on Ride to Happiness because it doesn't do that much out of the station. Yeah. You have the JoJo roll and then the stop.
It just builds.
Time Traveler does way. Yeah. And it's a slow roll as well, and it builds the tension up that way.
And you have like on-ride audio, so that's like adding to the whole. Right, that's almost like theming in itself in a way, because it's doing something. It's like building it up for you.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
It's stuff like that that like there are other examples I can't think of off the top of my head, but it's kind of just poor planning, or just like poor like logistical thought.
Yeah.
Of what you want to accomplish, and sometimes it can't be helped. But like a lot of times it's like, you have the autonomy to make that to modify that decision, and some parts just roll with it sometimes. And it's like, you could improve the experience somewhere, you're choosing not to.
I'm gonna go with just bad roller coaster names.
That's a good one.
Just bad roller coaster names, like
pointless names, like unknown.
Like when the name states the fucking obvious, and you just go,
hypercoaster.
Red Force.
Red Force is probably one of the worst. Right? What?
Sounds like a delivery company.
Cream. You went with delivery company. I went with hemorrhoid cream.
Yeah. And even though I love Hagrid's, and this was a big topic at the time, if you'll remember, but still,
long name boy.
I still can't remember the whole name of that coaster.
I always call
Hagrid's Magical Motorbike.
They knew what they were doing.
Adventure.
They wanted everyone to go.
It's just
Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Long name boy. I remember doing a bit of a meme for that.
And it's just like, I just, everything is like, steal this, iron that, twisted that, just wicked that. Like, it's just everything is the same, right?
Sounds like a game of Bop It.
Yeah.
Mate, I love Bop It. Okay.
We could probably do like a whole episode on just funny coaster names.
Funny coaster names.
You should know them all because you've said them.
Time Machine G5.
A lot's open since then, though, to be fair.
Oh, you have to do it again then.
Oh no. Don't do it.
The funniest thing about coaster names is that, like, once the coaster's opened, and we've said it so many times, they do seem normal.
Yeah, they do.
You actually forget like how silly the name actually is.
But you remember when they said sick and everyone was like, "What the fuck?" But now we're just like, "Sick, it's fine."
Yeah,
like, no
just like sick.
No, I still don't like it. I still don't like it. It's still shit.
I don't even bother to. I can't remember the last time I mentioned the coaster.
He doesn't even say it.
That one at Flamingo Land.
Yeah, I'm more likely to just call it the newest one at Flamingo.
the new one.
Yeah.
Airy Force One is a weird one.
That's strange.
That's just such a strange one. I still don't get it. But yeah, that's why. Anyone got any other ones any other things that annoys them?
In fact, of those iron twisted steel, like all of those, honestly, I've got to think Iron Gwazi is the worst one because of all of the creative names that have come out of Busch Gardens Tampa's creative team. You went to Iron fucking Gwazi like that. Oh, that was the epitome of lazy.
What about top
for a park that's actually?
I still call it Gwazi. That's the thing. Like I just call it Gwazi.
Yeah, so do I.
I never call it Iron Gwazi.
Say it, Luke.
Yeah.
Top Thrill.
Top Thrill. Electro Boogaloo.
Oh. Yarmaganda
to escape from Krypton.
Yarmaganda was a weird name choice. That was weird.
I still can't pronounce it.
No, that was just a weird one.
Names that get pronounced by YouTubers differently.
You know what? So this isn't like this is. I don't know if you have an example.
Are we having the
Valkyria
again?
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
Where did Valkyrie come from?
Fucking Velcro.
It was like a disease though. It honestly was. When we was at Liseberg, it was like I knew exactly what it was called, but then everyone kept like saying different, and I couldn't remember my own pronunciation of it.
So
in the end, I was
like, in your vlog, you said it about 500 different ways.
Yeah.
Every
when
time
I first
you said
got
it,
there,
changed.
When we first got there, when I first introduced it, I said it right, but then I had, because we was in a big group, everyone was saying it differently, and everyone was all like, "What the hell?" And I couldn't remember what I called it.
We're all having a discussion at one point, and curious, like, how do we say it? Like, how do we?
How you've always said it. Just go with how you've always said it. Stop changing it now. You're here.
But when other people are saying it, you can't remember. But what always makes me laugh? There's a bit of a craze like years ago, and it used to annoy the hell out of me. That I think I've said it before, but like British people calling Aero Dynamics Aero. Everyone's calling it Aero.
Aero. I've never heard that.
And the only reason, honestly, there's a very big YouTuber who used to do it all the time.
Really?
Very big YouTuber used to do it all the time. And everyone just kept saying aerodynamics. And then like I realized, I was like, why are they saying aero? And I'm realizing because people are listening to Americans say aero.
The American would say it like that.
So American would go aerodynamics. And then a British person was going, oh, so it's aerodynamics. It's arrow. It's arrow.
Ridiculous.
As in it doesn't help that it sounds like a play on the word aerodynamic as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it was just like it used to make me laugh so much and annoy me in equal measures.
It's a pretty simple word. Like I don't. Yeah. It's not like it's a weird
aerodynamics.
Aerodynamics is true.
Oh no. Oh.
I did a lot of free spins in America. Realized I've just got an irrational hatred of them. Just do not like them.
The SNS ones.
Yeah, like
don't like them.
I just don't like them.
Not even the ones linked to Batman.
No, twice. Like my legs nearly went over my fucking shoulders. I'm like, what are you doing? Why is this ride?
I feel like I need to ride one with you short now, just to witness. I could just imagine you just going, why?
Yeah, it was bad. I remember we did Joker at Great Adventure, and I remember just looking up at Chris and Jenna and just seeing their faces like as they were just plummeted down towards us and span around. And they're both just like in shock. They were like, it's just so funny. But yeah, they're not awful. They're just uncomfortable to me.
They're just weird. They're just
so
weird.
And I'm like, I don't know why this isn't fun to me. This isn't why I do coasters. So I'm just
on the okay. So to go back to that trip then, because I want to piss Marcus and the drunk riders off. Coasters on the trip that just straight up just overrated as hell for you. Like which ones did you get off and think, what the fuck are you lot talking about? That was mid at best. There has to be one or two.
I can't think of one really, because like, I mean, put it this way: there wasn't any that I thought was overrated, but there was. If I look at my top 10, there's like, I still got to do a little bit. I don't want to out it yet, but there is actually just one from the trip that's got into my top 10 out of everything I've done.
Was there any then that you went on that you were really fucking hyped for and it disappointed you?
I'd have to go for my list because like we did that many. It's so hard to. I'm sure there'll be some. Let me just have a quick look.
Joe, I was literally.
What?
Yeah,
but that isn't over.
As I was thinking, Candemonium.
No, Candemonium, but no one over. I've never heard anyone overhype that thing. I've never ever heard anyone say like that's like the most amazing thing. Like,
no, I've never heard amazing.
Mike from TDR loves it.
I've always heard people think just be like, "Oh, it was all right. It weren't great."
Candemonium is like, I mean, when you do like Apollo's Chariot in the same thing, and you're like, that's like their most latest version is Candemonium. You're like, what the hell happened? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what happened along the way? That was kind of just annoying. And we didn't even wait in the 85-minute queue. If I'd waited in the 85-minute queue, I think I would have actually hated Candemonium with a passion. Wow. Because it was just like, it wasn't even the trims. It was just like, it was just a bit lackluster. There was nothing about it. I think I can't think of anything else that I just thought everyone overhyped. I can't think of anything, but there was nothing like on the whole. I didn't come back from America going, America just has the best coasters. But I've only done like 7 parks. Do you know what I mean? So I can't. It's not a fair.
I've got one in my mind. What about
Go
Verbolten? Because I was expecting you to have a lot to say about Verbolten, but
that was another one that I forgot to mention
on it.
But it was good. It was really good. Like how's Sierra? I mean, how's Sierra made that? Like me and Chris come off and we was like, if you blindfolded me, well, not even blindfold, but if I didn't know who manufactured this and I went on it and you say who did it, I'd have been like, well, it's Intamin, right? It's just very surprising that Sierra made it. But it's just so fun. Really, really good coaster. Just surprising, just really surprising. Just really, really good ride, really. Invader was surprising in how shit it was. Like, like Invader is just like, what is the point in that coaster? Like, what is it? That was a bit of a letdown. But again, I haven't heard anyone say that's amazing. You know, actually, the biggest letdown of the entire trip was Dark Coaster by far. By far.
Yeah.
Why
I've not even ridden it, and I've not even ridden it, and I said don't expect much.
Why they decided to build a coaster that was so low throughput in such a popular park, like, it's beyond me. Like, everything in that park was walk on, everything, and then Dark Coaster had a 90-minute queue. Like, that just tells you everything you need to know. But yeah, it wasn't great. I think it's a great coaster to like. I don't know, is it though? Because it's not really filling any hole in their lineup. Like, they're just trying to make, like, they've already got a better version of that ride in the park, which is Verbolten. Like, and they just made like a worse version of it in a way.
It's an indoor attraction to give more credence to them being open year round.
Yeah, but then if you've got everyone going to the one indoor coaster, it'll be like 6-hour queue. Like,
yeah.
Well, what is the point?
They'll need another one to couple with it.
Yeah, they should have built like 2 coasters at the same time and put them next to each other, and then just done that if that's what they were going for. but it was just like I just couldn't see the point in it. But the thing also is like in the surrounding area, there is billboards everywhere for that ride as well. So they've like really upped their marketing for it, and it's like it just didn't fit like what they were promising. If you know what I mean, it's like if you had done that if you'd turned up to the park, never heard of Dark Coaster, you got on it within like 30 minutes or something, or 20 minutes, you'd come off and go, oh, that's pretty cool, that was really good, yeah. But the fact that like it was just so hyped up by the park themselves, and it was just like it wasn't anything special at all.
I've got one quickly. It's not like I don't like. It's more the fact of they should. I think bigger coasters should have on-ride video. I really do. Like provide
like Shambhala.
Yeah. Like imagine if you had an on-ride video of Velocicoaster, it'd be so cool. That's a great way of because you're not allowed to film on rides at Universal, but that's a really cool way of like, taking your memories home with you. I really like on-ride videos. I think they're awesome. I think they're so cool.
We bought our very first ride in Shambhala as a video.
Yeah, it's great. They're a laugh to look back on. I mean, they don't even have to be the best, but just
Thorpe did it for a while, right? Or have I just made that up? Like, you used to be able to get your video on all the rides. You used to be able to get your video.
Did they do it on? No, they didn't do it on Smiler. Did they?
They don't saw the ride.
Yeah. Did it on Saw? Don't think they did it on Smiler. No.
No, I don't think they ever did it on Smiler.
But they could though, like just in the back of the seat, like just facing you. It'd be so easy to do. I'm sure.
I wonder why they got rid of it off Saw then. There must have been some reason, obviously, but
yeah,
when it opened, it had it.
But I think, when they were trying it was probably ahead of its time. I think now if they did it with like Wi-Fi cameras and all that kind of stuff, it'd be a lot easier now. I actually genuinely think it would be cool. But like, if I would have had an on-ride video of Velocicoaster, I'd gladly pay $20 for it because that's just something you don't get. Something you don't get. Yeah,
I guess it's just like for them, like it's another bit of upkeep, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I know, but you could make more money off it.
You could make it. You could be able to pay for itself in the end, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
And Rip Rod Rocket still has it.
Yeah.
They still managed to keep them on. Yeah, they seem really popular.
I'd really like it.
Yeah,
like something like Wicker Man would be so cool. Like it'd just be, going through Bob with like all the mist and everything. It'd be amazing. It looked really good. And because you can't. I'd rather them do that than like say you can't, you can film at this park, but you can't film at that park. You can film on this B&M, but you can't film on this B&M or whatever. Like I'd just rather them think more about what they can offer the guest in terms of like content and stuff. Because parks are working a lot with content creators now, like across the industry. It's just happened since COVID. It's just happened. So people need videos and footage and stuff. But I like. Am I right in saying that Efteling you can get like a GoPro for the day? Or something?
Yeah, you can. I don't know if it's Efteling, but I've seen it somewhere. But I've seen somewhere where you can hire a GoPro for the day.
It's like it's got is it energy? No, it's got.
You can get a sticker. You get a GoPro. There is a park that I know what you mean. There is a specific park where I went to, and there was a service where you could hire a GoPro for the day.
That'd be great. Like more parks should do that as well. I think because then they're controlling what's being used and. But
how do you make sure that they give it you back? Like it's big risk, isn't it? Like
big deposit, isn't it?
Big old deposit.
Yeah.
That's interesting though. Gecko Gamer said, funnily, Flying Dutchman has a bad reputation among quite a few Efteling fans. Meanwhile, international fans absolutely love it.
Oh.
I'd love to know why. Why people
downtime breaks down quite a bit, doesn't it?
But I think that's because of the water curtain. I think they've sorted that out now because the water curtain's not in it.
Right.
But anyway, I think we're done. We're like 2 hours deep now.
Yeah.
Let's wrap up. Thank you so much. Oh yeah. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us. We will be back again next week. Has anyone got any thing they want to talk about?
No, I haven't filmed a vlog in 3 weeks, so no.
It's been 2 months for me.
No,
so,
no, not really. Some cool stuff with Virtual Towers going on, but we'll have more about that in a couple of months' time.
Nice.
Exciting
stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much, everyone. Until next week. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.